I do a lot of events, and anytime I do these events, I'm having to talk to one person at a time, and I got so much information to give, and it's so tiring to talk to one person. So I'm so glad that I have an audience to talk to. Okay. So today, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go through your VA home loan benefits. Okay. So my company is Patriot Pacific Finance, okay, and located in Marietta, California. So licensed all over the state of California. So we're gonna go start off by understanding your VA home loan benefits. Your path to home ownership starts here, helping veterans, active military, and surviving spouses turn their earned benefits into long-term wealth through home ownership. Presented by yours truly, Steve Vallejo. Second here. Okay. So my name is Steve Vallejo. I have over 28 years of experience, so more than 2 decades of in helping families with their home finances. I'm a VA home loan specialist, so extensive knowledge in the VA home loan benefits and help countless veterans and their families with their home ownership. Committed to education, clear, consultative guidance so that you understand the process and every option in detail. For the best financial decisions are informed decisions and educated decisions. Second here. Okay, and an advisor that you can trust. So education, honesty, and trust are the foundations of every client relationship I build. So I treat every client as if they were my own respected family members. Okay, so here's my contact information. Phone number is 626-642-6417. Email is Steven at patriotpacific.com. Okay, so today's agenda. So what we'll be covering today is going to be what is a VA home loan, who is eligible, why VA loans are different, the benefits that you have earned. Okay, this one's going to be hitting hard right here, which is going to be renting versus owning, appreciation in home equity, building generational wealth, common myths about the VA home loan. Okay, there's a lot of misinformation and no information that we're going to clear up today. Future refinance options. So the benefits don't end at when you buy your home. We're going to do some questions and answers. So I want you guys to be interactive. You guys have any questions, just go ahead and fill it in the chat. We're going to do a discovery call and explain what that is, and then your next steps. So the foundation, okay, everything needs a foundation. So what is a VA home loan? So a VA home loan is one of the most valuable benefits that you have earned. A VA home loan is a mortgage program backed by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, and it helps veterans, active service members, National Guards, and reserve members, along with surviving spouse, to achieve homeownership. So remember, the VA does not lend money itself. Instead, it guarantees, it ensures a portion of the loan being made by approved lenders. So that guarantee is what unlocks the financial benefits that veterans get to enjoy. So with the VA loan, it must be used to purchase your home that you intend to occupy as your primary residence. Okay, well, we can't use it for investments or second homes, but it's not to say that you can't turn your primary residence into a investment or second home. I'll explain a little bit more down the line. So, some of the key benefits is going to be no down payment required. There's going to be no monthly mortgage insurance. Okay, now this is huge, especially living in California. If you're a civilian putting less than 20% down, there's no mortgage insurance. I'm going to get to this in detail because that's a huge benefit. Now, when it comes to the interest rates, VA offers the lowest interest rates available. Okay. Now, if I ended this seminar right now and just left you with those benefits right there, you guys are winning. Okay. Now, to add on top of that, we got flexible credit guidelines. Okay, so less than perfect credit. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but the VA looks for every way to get you into the home. It's very hard not to get a VA loan. Okay, so long as everything makes sense, they'll work with you to get you into the property. Now, there's limited closing costs. Of course, the VA just wants to make sure that veterans aren't being overcharged. And you got reusable benefits for the future. Okay, so again, the benefits don't stop at just purchasing the home. Okay, so the reusable benefits, if your life changes, you can later convert your home into a second home or an investment property and use your benefits again. Each new purchase must be used for your primary residence, subject to remaining VA entitlement calculations. So as I was talking a little bit before, it's not for investment purposes, but we do have a lot of active service members that get stationed in one state. They purchase a home there, then they get stationed in another part of the United States. What they'll end up doing is renting that off and having the tenant pay for their debt. We'll check their entitlement to see how much entitlement they have to purchase a primary in another state. So, who is eligible? So, veterans. So, this is what's called your eligibility. So, veterans, those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces, active military, so service members that are currently serving, Guard and reservists, members who have served for a qualifying period of time. So with the National Guard, it's got to be 6 years of service. And then we got surviving spouses. So eligible spouses whose veterans were death was service related. Okay. Um, so a home loan is not just a mortgage, it's a benefit that you've earned through your service. So a certificate of eligibility known as the COE is required for your eligibility. So this is something that you guys can go on to the VA portal and get, but I can help you out with that. It takes about 2 minutes for me to get that for you. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? Go ahead and put it in the chat. So why it matters? Okay. Now this is huge. Why choose a VA loan over a civilian loan? Okay. So the VA loan was created to make homeownership more affordable and accessible for those who have served our country. It can reduce the upfront cash you need to buy, lower your monthly housing costs, and open a clear path towards building equity and long-term wealth. Now, remember, whether you're buying your first home or your next primary residence, your VA benefit can make homeownership more affordable than you think. So, with that 0% down, again, I'm going to compare that to a civilian loan, but that money is that could be saved to furnish your home and put a little money in the bank, and just it just makes it more affordable. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do side by side. We're going to compare this to a civilian loan. Okay, and I'm going to show you why VA loans are different. And again, VA home loans are hands down one of the best loan programs out there. So a VA loan consistently offers one of the most affordable paths to homeownership, and here's how they compare. So we're going to talk about the feature, we're going to talk about the VA loan, and then we're going to compare this to a civilian loan. Okay, so let's start off with the down payment. So if you're a civilian, we're talking about a $500,000 home. You're going to have to put anywhere between 10 to 20% down. Okay, so on a $500,000 home, that's anywhere between 50 to 100,000 down. Okay, so with the VA, most veterans will choose to put zero down. Okay, and that's huge because you're already saving money, and this is money that again can go towards furnishing the property, moving expenses, and just getting everything all straightened out. Now, we're going to get down to the feature here with the mortgage insurance, okay? So let me explain what the PMI is, private mortgage insurance. So any civilian putting less than 20% down has to pay private mortgage insurance, okay? So it can be as little as $75 up to $500, okay? So with the VA doesn't allow that. Okay. Now the reason you would pay 20%, I'm sorry, the PMI is when you put less than that, then that it's a kind of an insurance that in case the civilian walks away from the property or can't afford the property, that insurance kicks in. That's where the VA comes and will insure, so that way that unlocks these benefits for you, and it is huge. Interest rates. Okay, let's talk about the feature. Now, VA has the lowest rates available. Okay, so again, hands down, this is one of the best loan programs out there. It's one of the reasons why I choose to do these loans is because it's just a wonderful product. Okay, when you're dealing with a with their cousin loan, the conventional, it's anywhere between a half to three quarters of a percent higher on the interest rate. So not only are you with the civilian loan, you're having to come in with 10 to 20%. You're going to have to pay that private mortgage insurance if you're not putting down that 20%, and the rate's a little bit higher. So you can see how the cost is a lot lower with the VA. Now, credit flexibility. Now, this is where the VA shines, okay? So, with credit flexibility, VA guidelines are very lenient, okay? What we mean by that is we can have less than perfect credit, okay? We've had many situations where we've had veterans at a 525 FICO or 550, and they had a little hard time, but they've gotten back on track. They're back to work, and as long as it makes sense to the VA underwriter, they will do it. Okay. Now, when we're dealing with a conventional loan, we're probably going to be at a 620. There's no negotiating when it comes to that. Now, with the flexible credit guidelines, there's a debt to income ratio that clients have to meet, borrowers have to meet. So with a conventional, you're going to be at 50%. So what debt to income ratio is the money coming in that you get from your job versus the money going out, your new home payment, car payment, credit cards. So with civilian loan, you're going to be capped out at 50. With the VA, they have a different way of calculating that using your residual income. They can go 55%, 60, 65. We've seen them as high as 75%. So again, the VA looks for every way to get you guys into the property. Now let's talk about the assumable loans. Now, what an assumable loan is, if you guys know what assumable loan is, put it in the chat. Now, this could be very beneficial when a veteran's buying. So if you're out there looking for a home and you see a home that's owned by a veteran and they have a two and a quarter interest rate or a 3% interest rate, that veteran, from veteran to veteran, can assume that loan. They can take over that veteran's loan and free up their entitlement. So that way that veteran can go buy another home. Now, a civilian can come behind that and assume that loan, but it'll tie up that veteran's eligibility. So not too many veterans would be wanting to do that because that stops them from purchasing a home. But veteran to veteran, you can do it all day long. With conventional, doesn't exist. So assumable loans can be a very powerful advantage in a high interest rate market, allowing a qualifying buyer to take over the existing loan and lower rate. Now, let's say you're a veteran, you got a lower interest rate. This could be helpful when selling in the future because it opens up the audience to more buyers. Now, let's talk about the long view. Okay, this is going to hurt for people that are renting. Okay, and I was there. I was there before, and I mean, I feel this right here. So we're talking about renting versus owning, okay, the benefits, okay? There's no comparison. So the number one, you're gonna look at the your payment. This payment is actually building your landlord's wealth, okay? So I know when I was renting, I just got no benefit from it. That went just straight to to the landlord. Okay, as opposed to owning, when you're owning, you're actually when your payment is actually building your equity. So actually, instead of it going towards the landlord, you're sending it to your mortgage. Your balance goes down, and you're creating wealth. Now, rents increase over time, and I know when I was renting, every January I would get that notice in the mail. Your payment's going up 150 to $175, and it's very frustrating. And I had to get to a point where I had to stop the bleeding. Okay, and there's absolutely nothing I could do about it. Okay, now as opposed to owning, we get you in a fixed principal and interest rate. The payments stay the same. The only thing that could possibly change would be your taxes and insurance. Now, if your taxes and insurance go up, it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's a good thing because your property is going up in value. You are actually building wealth through the back end. Now, when you're renting, there's just no ownership stake and there's no equity growth. Okay, you just get nothing from it. The only benefits you would get is if your toilet is clogged. You call your landlord, they fix it. Okay, but when you leave that place, you've rented for 5 years, you've put an X amount of dollars, you got nothing to show for it. Now, when you're owning, the appreciation and long-term equity growth creates wealth again. So again, your property value is going up, you're paying your balance down, and it's creating wealth. Now, when you're renting, the payments that you give to your landlord is not tax deductible. Actually, he's able to write off the tax because he's the owner. So now that you guys are actually owning, the mortgage interest would maybe tax deductible. So at the end of the year, your mortgage company is going to send you a mortgage statement. You take that to your tax preparer, and it's going to be one of your biggest tax deductions. So as you can tell, the benefits from owning versus renting is huge. And this one is pretty big. So this is the benefit, no benefit from rising home values. So I know when I bought, well, when I was renting back in 2019, I paid, I believe it was $2,000. Okay, $2,000 times 12. That's 24,000. I stood there for 5 years. That's $120,000 that was given to my landlord. Okay, the property value went up from 604,000 up to, I believe it was 750. So they made over, $150,000 on equity just on my 5 years being there. Okay, so that was very frustrating. So the benefits, as your home appreciates, your balance is going down, and again, it's creating wealth, it's creating your network. So the key takeaways here is going to be owning is not only about having a place to live, but between building equity, appreciation, and the tax advantages, homeownership offers benefits that renting just doesn't. Okay, anybody have any questions so far? Go ahead and put it in the chat.
Yeah, we got a couple comments in the chat real quick. If you want me to read them to you, or do you want to
Yeah, go ahead and read them
open
to
it up?
me.
Yeah, so we have one comment from Patty. In 2019, I was turned by New Day USA because they said my FICO was under 640. They refused to work with me. So that's unfortunate. And 640 on their FICO score.
Was that 640?
Yeah, 640
Well,
from
yeah,
New
that
Day
shouldn't have
USA.
happened. Now,
Yeah,
one thing I do want to address, Patty. Now, it's very important that we have a veteran teamed up with somebody like with myself in our company. Okay. Now, the reason being, and why my niche, why I choose to work with veterans, is because my company is 95% of the paper that we do is VA loans. Okay. And we do have a lot of veterans that have PTSD. They have a very short patience span, type A personalities, and they want to deal with somebody that knows what they're doing. It can be a very unpleasant experience if you're dealing with a loan officer that does, a bunch of other different types of loans and not that is not an expert in this field. So, 640 shouldn't have been a problem at all.
yeah. Question number two from Byron is, doesn't California have tax breaks for disabled vets?
Yeah, actually they do. Not as much as other states. Right now, they are actually trying to pass a bill, and it just went back on the board for veterans that are 100% service connected. That this if this bill does pass, that you would be exempt for paying property taxes for 10 years. They're very, very close. It just went back up on the board, so they're working on that right now. And I believe if you are 100% service connected, there are some tax benefits. I've had a couple of veterans call me back to say that after we had closed, that they got a portion of their escrow returned back to them, and that their mortgage payment went down a couple $100. So. Okay, so let's go. Let's talk about growing value and what is appreciation. Okay, so what appreciation is, it is the increase of your home's value over time due to market conditions. As your home's value grows, so does your equity, even without making any improvements. Combined with paying down your mortgage, appreciation is one of the primary ways homeowners build long-term wealth. So equity grows in two ways at once: when your home value rises while your balance falls. Okay, so we've seen this with people that bought homes in 2019 before the pandemic. Those same people that bought in those times probably have anywhere between 150 to 200,000 in equity. Okay, because of the growth. Okay, so a simple example of how that works: you purchase a home for 600,000, its value increases to 700,000, you have 100,000 that you've gained in appreciation and equity. So your hidden asset. So what an asset is something that makes money for you. Okay. An asset is something that makes money for you while you sleep. So understanding equity. Equity is one of the greatest financial advantages of homeownership. Simply put, it is a difference between what your home is worth and what you still owe on your mortgage. So as you make your payments and your home appreciates, your equity keeps growing and it builds you wealth, which creates future opportunities. So your pretty simple. It's going to be your home value, what it's worth today. What you're going to do is you're going to subtract your loan balance. So when you get your mortgage statement, you're going to see what your home value is. You're going to subtract that from your loan balance, and that equals your equity. Okay, so a simple example is a $750,000 home minus 500,000 that's owed equals $250,000 in equity. So think of this as a forced savings account. Okay, so right now you're renting you're not saving anything, okay? But you bought your house, you got the tax write-off. It's a forced savings account because that balance is going down, your property value is going up. So building equity with every payment while your home appreciates, creating long-term wealth. So building wealth, okay? So how building wealth works in real estate, this is one of the biggest factors. So how equity grows and why it matters. So equity grows when your home appreciates. So market values tend to rise over time. Your balance falls, so each payment that you make reduces what you owe. Okay. And you can always accelerate it because with the VA, there's no prepayment penalties. So if you want to make extra payments towards the principal, that builds equity faster. So if you want to do biweekly payments, now because there are 52 weeks in a year, thus I think that's 26 payments, you'll end up making an extra payment at the end of the year that'll actually help you pay your house off 7 years sooner and save thousands and thousands of dollars on interest. And why it matters. So why it matters is because it increases your overall net worth. So what your net worth is everything that you owe versus everything that you owe versus your assets. That'll be your net worth. So it unlocks the borrowing power through future equity and cash out refinances. So one other benefit that you do have is going to be your VA cash out benefit. So with a civilian loan, you're going to be capped out at 80% of your property value. Now, if a veteran wants to borrow 85%, then you can do so. A civilian is going to be capped at 80%. If they go over 80%, there comes that pesky private mortgage insurance. So the VA will allow you to go to 85%, no mortgage insurance. 90% no mortgage insurance, 95% no mortgage insurance, and in some cases, 100% of your property value you can use. Okay. And that gives you flexibility. Okay. It actually helps you fund renovations. Okay. Or if your children, have educational expenses, you can pull money out for that, debt consolidation, or even to purchase a new home. Okay. So that gives you flexibility again when you sell or buy. So you bought in a two-story, you're getting older and you want to go to a single story and downgrade, or you want to your family's growing, okay? You can sell the property and the equity that you've gotten while you've had the property is going to be a great asset to purchase your new home. So this becomes a long-lasting asset and a legacy for future generations. So lasting legacy. Okay, so what a legacy is something that is left over when you're no longer here. Okay, so creating generational wealth. A home is often more than a place to live. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So it is an asset that can support and strengthen future generations. Okay. It creates financial stability and a safety net. So that safety net is if you need to tap into the home's equity, you got it there. It builds long-lasting net worth. Okay. It opens up opportunities for your children. Okay. So again, you wanted to pull some money out for education, or you want to pull some money out to help them purchase another property. Okay. Or purchase their first property. Okay, it leaves a legacy or an inheritance for your family, and it helps future generations to head start. So again, you can leave this property to them, or you can pull equity out to help your children. So the best way to start building wealth is to become a homeowner. So setting the record straight, okay? So there is a lot of misinformation and wives' tales and no information that's out there. Now we have 3 out of 10 veterans understands the information that I'm giving you right now. We have 1 or 2 veterans that owns a home, okay? And you don't know what you don't know because of a lot of the myths that are out there and the lies and things that just went around. It shouldn't hold you back from purchasing a home. So what we're doing right now is we're going to clear that up today. So don't let misconceptions keep you from using one of the best benefits that you've earned. So the myth, VA loans take too long. Okay. I'm a loan officer. I see it every day. We're closing them just as quickly as traditional loans. We have one of our largest mortgage companies, VA mortgage companies. They have their own VA sections, and they're just getting these VA loans out just as fast as traditional loans. You need perfect credit. Okay, so as I mentioned before, the VA will do everything that they can to help you get into the loan, to the home. So VA loans offer flexible credit guidelines. So again, going back to less than perfect credit, I've seen it. We have a strong letter of explanation. Hey, look it, I fell into bad times. I couldn't make my payments. I'm back to work, and it shows that we got some steady income coming in. The VA will work with you. You can only use it once. There's many veterans use their benefits multiple times. Now, I've been doing this for about 28 years. I have a book of business that goes back about 19 years, and I have veterans that I've done loans for that call me to do future transactions, and they use their benefits plenty of times for multiple cash outs to purchase other properties. The next one's going to be you always need a down payment. Most veterans purchase with 0% down. I'd say 95% of the VA loans that we do, the veterans will put 0% down because it's your benefit. Now, VA appraisals are difficult, okay? So the other thing that we do, not only do we travel the United States and we educate veterans and active service members, but we also educate realtors. Okay, realtors need to know this information because they have these same myths. Okay, so VA appraisals, they're the same as traditional loans, but the only thing with the VA loan is they want to make sure that the home is safe and fairly valued. So we cannot buy a fixer-upper. They want to make sure that when the veteran gets in there, they don't have to do any extra work. So they want to make sure, again, that it is safe and fairly valued. Okay. So it's only for first-time home buyers. Eligible veterans can use their benefits many times throughout their lives. And as I told you, I got a book of business that goes back 19 years, and we're just redoing these loans, either refinancing or purchasing new homes. So many times throughout their lives. And then sellers will not accept VA offers. And again, this goes back to the realtors. And this is why we educate realtors as well, because VA offers are accepted every day with the right team. Okay. Now, again, it's very important that we pair up a veteran or active service member with someone like myself because it would be a very unpleasant experience if you're dealing with a loan officer that's not affluent in the VA home loans. So looking ahead, so future payment. Now this is I get a little off scripted on this because this is my favorite benefit of the VA home loan. Okay. So future refinances. So this is one of the best benefits you have. It's called the VA EARL. That's India Romeo 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 Lima, and it stands for Interest Rate Reduction Refinance Loan. So this is one of the most valuable parts of your VA benefit, and it doesn't end at closing. So if the rate drops after 210 days, eligible veterans may refinance with the VA interest rate reduction loan, also known as a streamline. It's built easier and faster than traditional refinances. So with the VA EARL, this is a lifetime benefit. It never ever goes away. It's available for you every 210 days only if there's a more advancing or a more valuable loan for you. If so, then the VA will step in and allow you to streamline your loan with no out-of-pocket expense, no appraisal needed, no income documentation required. Only 2 requirements is number one, that you've made your payments on time for 7 months, and number two, that you pass the net tangible benefit formula with VA. So in other words, you can't. People can't be overcharging veterans if you don't recoup your closing costs within 36 months. If you do, it's a hard no. So with that, you'll get one guaranteed payment you get to keep and enjoy. If you time it right, you'll have two. You'll have an escrow refund, a lower rate, a lower payment, just an overall better loan. Now, there's no penalty on the loan, so if you wanted to make the same payment at the new lower rate, you'll actually pay the house off faster. Doesn't recast, and you'll actually be saving thousands of dollars on interest. So let's look at the two differences from a traditional loan. For a traditional loan, it's like buying purchasing all over again. You're going to need full documentation, W-2s, pay stubs, bank statements. I'm going to need all this information for a traditional refinance to lower your rate. Now, if you get in at a 6%, the rate drops to 5.5. I don't need any income documentation because if the VA is stating that if you're making your payments at the higher rate and if I can get you a better loan, they don't care about your income documentation. All they know is that your payments have been made on time. Now, with a traditional refinance, you'd have to get an appraisal. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit it gets a little bit squirrely because now there's going to be the $700 plus cost for an appraisal. Okay, we got to hope and pray that appraisal comes in at value. Got to hope and pray that there's no repairs that need to be done. And we got that appraiser has to go out and get other comps, and the time for him to go out there and get that appraisal back, it's costing money and it's costing time. So if you look at the VA streamline, no appraisal needed. Okay, with the traditional refinance, more paperwork, bank statements, homeowners insurance. It's just a whole. It's like buying the house again. So if you look with the VA, simplify documents. Okay, hopefully I want a long-lasting business relationship with you guys, so that way I can do that VA Earl. I'll let you know when the interest rates drop, and when they do, I'll have most of your income documents. I think it's 5 documents. Driver's license, which I should have. DD 214, I should have. Updated mortgage statement, you will need to get me. Homeowners insurance, I should have that from the home, and then the note from the purchase. Okay, that's all you need. Now, when we're dealing with a traditional refinance, now it's taking 10 to 25 days, more closer to 25 days because of the appraisal and all the paperwork that's required. Now, if you look at the VA Earl, the VA Streamline, 5 to 10 days. Okay, so if I'm taking a loan right now, we're right now in August. I'll probably have that loan done by the end of August. That veteran will be able to keep their September payment. They'll get an escrow refund, a lower rate, and a lower payment. Pretty simple. So the traditional refinance is available to most civilians. Well, actually all civilians. Okay. So with the VA Earl, it's exclusive for eligible VA homeowners. So chances are, if you got that loan on a VA loan, you would qualify for the VA Earl as long as there's a benefit for you. So today's rate does not have to be your forever rate. If rates improve, the VA Earl may let you refinance into a lower payment with ease while keeping your VA benefits. Now, what I'll do is once we have a veteran, we do the purchase for them, we'll enroll you in our rate alert program. Okay. So what that rate alert program is, that will alert us when the rate drops 0.5%. So for it to be a benefit for the VA, the interest rate only has to drop 0.5%. Okay. Anybody have any questions about the VA Earl? Any questions in the chat?
Yeah, we actually have one question. Byron's asking, can you buy land and then build a house using a VA loan?
Usually when you buy land, you have to buy land cash. Okay. Now, VA did come out with a combination. Okay. So it is with one of our bigger lenders. It's going to take a little bit longer to do, but we do have that product for you. Okay. So if you want to talk a little bit more about it, I can send you some information on that. So let me make note of that.
Perfect.
Okay. So, better together. So, having the right team matters. Okay, now this is huge. Okay, so buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make, and an experienced VA lender and realtor working together to make the process smoother, less stressful, and more successful Our job is to educate you, to build the right strategy, negotiate, advocate on your behalf, and guide you from pre approval to receiving keys in your hand. So, our commitment to you is to serve you as your trusted advisor throughout the entire journey, helping you make informed and educated decisions, avoid costly mistakes, and enjoy the experience from start to finish. This is a milestone. This shouldn't have to be a terrible experience. This could be a great experience with the right team. So, an experienced team that helps you understand your VA home loan benefits, payments, cost, and eligibility. It develops a personal home buying strategy, structuring strong competitive offers, negotiate and advocate effectively on your behalf, communicate with the listing agents to strengthen your offer. So what I'm going to do, the another value and benefit you're going to get with working with myself is that I will personally call the listing agent to let them know, hey, we have a veteran. We're an all VA lender. We got great credit scores. We have a strong team. Our company is closing on the average of 3 to 5 days sooner than the close of escrow, and the listing agent is they're gonna like speed. It's gonna be very attractive in getting your offer accepted. Not only getting your offer accepted, but getting your offer accepted with credits. That's our goal. So it's also going to identify and solve issues before they become problems. So what we mean by that, if there's a problem, we handle it right away. Okay. So the way I see most loan officers, what if a problem comes up, they tend to get into fear. Okay, so that problem, that fear, it's a kitten in the beginning. Okay, the longer you don't handle that problem, that kitten turns into a lion, and that lion is fear. Okay, so what we do is we eliminate that by handling problems right when they come. Okay, we make informed, educated decisions every step of the way. So you're a real estate expert, okay? So I want you to meet my realtor partner. I would like to introduce you to Leo Luna, our trusted realtor partner. Leo specializes in helping veterans and homebuyers navigate today's real estate market with confidence. So he's experienced with VA buyers. He knows the VA process and what it takes to win. He has strong negotiation skills. He'll help to structure the strongest possible offer for you. Exceptional, patient, and dedicated service. He's committed to taking the time to find the right home for you. So, with no further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Leo Luna.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen. Go ahead and take a breath. That's a lot of talking, but a lot of great information. I appreciate it. You're a wealth of knowledge, and we've done a lot of great things together. And from me and Stephen, we want to share our commitment. It's not just me, but it's our commitment. So this is what you can actually expect from us. And number one is you don't have to do it alone. I know this process is scary, but buying your first home is one of the biggest financial decisions you're ever going to make. My job is going to help you to, guide you through the process, answer your questions, and just support you 100%. Also, we move at your pace. So this is your journey, not ours. Whether you're ready to buy, in the next month or just simply, early on and starting to explore your options, we'll move at a pace that is right for you without any pressure. We'll just guide with education. We also provide clear guidance every step of the way. And my goal is to, remove the uncertainty from the home buying process. You'll have a lot of questions. I'm going to explain each step, set clear expectations, and make sure you always know what comes next or what we need to handle. If you look down here at the bottom, protecting your best interest. I'm here representing you. I'm not representing the seller. And from finding the right home to negotiating the price, every recommendation is based on what's best for you and your family as you make this move. I'm going to be able to help you make confident decisions, because I believe in educating you, giving you honest advice, and just helping you make the decision that you can feel good about for years to come without ever feeling rushed. Just kind of, going off on a tangent with that. A lot of people I talk to, they always feel like the agent that they talk to, pushes them into a home, rushes them into a home, and that's really one of the things that I want to help, separate from is giving you the information to make confident decisions. And we work well together as one team. So working with a realtor and a lender who communicate seamlessly keeps financing timelines and negotiations aligned so your experience is smooth and stress-free. Steven's been a great partner to work with. We communicate every day about something, and it's a pleasure to communicate with him too, because we're always attacking things before they become bigger problems. And we're really looking out for our clients. So at the end of the day, the home is important, but having the right people to guide you through the journey will make all the difference. And Steven and I are committed to making this one of the best experiences you'll have. And I also just saw a couple questions in there. Or Patty, I purchased all my homes before I joined the service. Now I want to use my VA benefit in light to consolidate my bills and hoping to get a lower interest rate. Is this possible? So we can address that a little bit later. But yeah, after that, Steven, back to you.
All right, all right. We're covering a lot of good ground. Okay, so a moment of reflection. Okay, so these are questions worth asking yourself. Okay, so the VA home loan is more than a mortgage. It's an opportunity to build a stronger financial future. So you got to ask yourself, number one, do you want to continue paying rent every month and building your landlord's wealth instead of your own? Okay, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'm hoping to see a lot of no's there. Okay. Number two, do you want to miss out on the years of potential appreciation and equity while waiting for the perfect time to buy? Number three, do you want to leave one of the greatest benefits that you've earned through your military service unused? Number four, do you want to keep wondering if homeownership is possible without ever finding out what your options really are? Okay. I do want to touch bases on that. Whether you guys are ready to buy a house or not, I go through the process. Okay. Just go through the process. We had a 93-year-old veteran get into his first home, and he qualified most of his life. But when my colleague asked him, he said, "You know what? Why did you wait so long?" He said, "Son, nobody ever showed me how. Go through the process." These are questions. Uh, these questions are about what you stand to lose by waiting. So reflect from reflection to action. Okay, now these are questions worth saying yes to. So number five, would you like to start building equity and long-term wealth with every monthly payment? Okay, time's gonna go on, rent's gonna go on, buying a home, payments are gonna go on. Okay, so are we going to have another 5 years of making rent payments? Or are we going to have another 5 years of making mortgage payments and building long-term wealth? Number six, would you like to take advantage of all the benefits that the VA has to offer you? Number seven, would you like to create a financial asset that could benefit you and your family for generations? I want to see yeses in there. Okay. Would you like to take advantage of the IRS tax benefits of home ownership? Okay, writing off the interest on your loan. Number nine, would you like to know exactly what you qualify for, what your payments could look like, whether right now is a good time to buy or not? Okay, just again, go through the process. When I'm doing these discovery calls, I get one of two responses. Okay, that's cool. Maybe I need to work on my credit, or they really don't, not in a position to buy. Or wow, I didn't know that was this easy. Let's rock and roll. Let's do it. You know, with my civilians, it's a little bit longer, because it's a lot more to go to it. But these VA benefits, these are your benefits. Run with it. Number 10, are you ready to take the next step and schedule a discovery call to explore your options? You've earned it. Now it's the time to use it. So let's get started. So your next step, we are almost done. I probably need about another 5 minutes of your time, if that. So your next step is a discovery call. Schedule a no pressure discovery call to map out your personal path to homeownership. Together, what we will do is we'll discuss your goals. Okay, this is your goals and dreams list. We'll talk through your homeownership goals and dreams. Number two, we'll review your VA eligibility. I'll pull your COE and we'll confirm your eligibility and walk you through your benefits. Number three, we'll review your loan options. We'll compare loan options that best fits your situation. Number four, we'll explore comfortable payment terms. We will find a monthly payment that you feel good about. Number five, we'll answer all your questions. There's no question too small. I like questions. I like it because it's like AI. If I don't have the answer, I'll go get it. And then next time somebody has that question, I'll have the answer for it. So again, ask me the questions. Okay. Again, it's very hard not to get a VA loan. Okay. Number six, build your personal strategy. Create a strategy and a timeline for now or for later. Okay. So today, all it is just honest consultative advice to help you make an informed and educated decision with confidence. Okay. So you've earned it. It is time to use it. Let's schedule your discovery call and start building your future. If you guys go ahead and pull out your phones, go ahead and hit that barcode right there on your phone, or we can open the window, the chat window. We can go ahead and put the link in there so you can go ahead and schedule your discovery call. And now, you guys, I know I've been talking your ear off for the last 50 minutes. Do you guys have any questions? The stage is yours. And for those that are hanging around a little bit longer, I got a gift for you guys. But let's go ahead and start off with any questions and answers.
So we got Patty who asked that question. I purchased all my homes before I joined the service. Now I want to use my VA benefit in light to consolidate my bills and hoping to get a lower interest rate.
We can do that. Yeah, we can do that. And that goes back to your refinance benefits. So again, with your VA benefits, you can go up to 95, in some cases 100% of your home's value to pull that money out with no private mortgage insurance. Schedule a call with me, and what I'll do is what's called a dry run. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll gather just enough information without having to run your credit to give you an idea what that looks like. And if that is in alignment with your goals, then the next step would be is to upload the credit profile and get that solve that problem for you.
Perfect. Thank you, Stephen. Any other questions in the chat, or you can unmute your mic and join in and ask your questions away. A lot of great questions we've had so far tonight. And maybe while we're waiting for that question to pop up, if you want to, you can go to the next slide.
Okay.
Um,
All right, you guys. Okay, I have a wonderful tool for you guys. Okay. So what I want you guys to do is pull out your phones. Okay. So this is what we made for you guys. Okay. This is the VA Educator app. So this app literally has every answer to any question that a veteran might have about their VA home loan benefits. So this VA loan educator, it masters your benefits with comprehensive learning resources. Number two, it has tips and guidance to get expert insights to streamline your home buying journey. Number three, it has helpful calculators, okay? Interactive tools so you can estimate payments and you can actually pull your COE from there. And number four, it's a direct support. So instant app connection whenever you have any critical questions. So this app has literally every answer to any question that you might have about your VA benefits. It's kind of like the Netflix of questions and answers, okay? So this is what it looks like. Okay, it's got wonderful videos on here. What's the VA funding fee? Can I buy with a civilian? Going through divorce. You can even apply there's an apply button on there. If you look on the lower right hand corner, there's going to be a VO approved condo list. Okay. If you go in there, you put the zip code. One thing about VA, if you want to buy a condo, it's got to be VA approved. Okay. So if you go on there, there's a bird's eye view of all the VA homes that are approved in the area that you're looking at. Okay. So go ahead and get that on there. You guys have any other questions? I hope this information was helpful for you guys. What did you guys think of the class?
I loved it. It was good. And just a reminder too, Byron said very good. I did put a link to the app in the chat as well. So if you don't, or if you aren't able to, you scan the QR code, there is a link for the app in the chat, as well as a schedule your discovery call and get all your questions answered with Steven. And yeah, perfect.
All right. Well, I think we're good. If you guys haven't had dinner, go grab some dinner, and hope to hear from you guys soon. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, everyone. I appreciate you guys taking the time as well. Thank you, Steven, for your time educating everyone. And I just love the passion that you bring every night. And if there's no other questions,
Well,
you
when are
guys
you
can
guys
have a
going to have
great
another
night.
one? When are you guys
Uh-oh.
going to have another one of these?
Is that Nick?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Hi
What's
there,
your
Nick.
question, Nick?
Beg your
Oh,
pardon. Say it again. Oh, my question was, I came in about a half hour late. I was on the internet. So, anyways, when are you going to have another one of these seminars so I
We're
can
gonna be
get the
having
host?
one soon, but what I can do with you, I could do a one-on-one with you.
yeah. We also have a recording. This is recorded.
Yeah,
And
we have a recording, but schedule an appointment with me. I'll do a one-on-one with you. It'll be a little bit more intimate.
All right, I did install the app. I'm going to read through it
Okay,
before. Okay.
awesome.
Thank you very much.
perfect. All right,
Yeah.
guys. Thank you so much.
We got some people asking to do a
Oh,
one-on-one with Steven. Let me drop in that link again. Go ahead and click on it, book a time. It'll coordinate with Steven's calendar. And he will be able to, yeah, the recording will be available. I'm gonna upload it tonight, so by tomorrow it'll be available. And if you can just text, let me see. Yeah, let me see, Jessica. I'll send it to you, Jessica. I'll personally do that.
okay. And then Sophie, go ahead and fill out the
Thank you.
yeah. Go ahead and fill out the link, and then we'll schedule a one-on-one.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, we'll give everyone a chance to get that link clicked on if they're interested in booking a call. And then, like I said, actually, you guys can follow my YouTube channel. This is where I also post it as well. We have other recordings, but I'll post this on the YouTube channel. Let me just get you the link real quick. That'll be the YouTube channel that it'll be posted on as well. Perfect. Once again, I appreciate each and every one of you for joining us tonight. And thank you, Stephen, also for educating us all. Yeah, and we don't know when the next one's going to be, but we will definitely have another one.
Yeah, very soon. Very soon.
Yeah.
Thank you,
All right,
gentlemen.
everybody. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
You guys have a good night, and I will talk to you guys soon. Okay.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right.